welcome. It's me. Did you guess it would be me? It is my channel. It would be weird if it was someone else. Although I have considered doing that for an April Fool's at some point. just put someone else in my chair and not tell you who it is. It would be me, but not me. But anyway, that's a distraction. Hello everyone and welcome. This is Bridie Rose Smith, live in the Forbidden Library, and today it's Limbus Day. Limbus Day, Limbus Day, Limbus Day. Hello, hello Xnum, hello Local Goober, hello Benjamin, hello Nimby, hello Noko-chan, hello Rahel, Neocremo, Neocremo? Neocromancer, welcome. I'm a little late. I am only 2 minutes late. Come on, I may have got distracted by a Reddit story that I haven't finished, but only 2 minutes late. I was 3 minutes late starting the stream, technically. I'm usually pretty on the dot, ain't I? I've got a reputation for being on time now. Suppose I better keep it up. You know what we're doing today? We're reading! We have this mini where I'm gonna find out what Walpurgi is, I guess. And then we also have all of Dante's updated notes to read. It looks like he's updated a lot. So I don't know. And if we get through that, then we can start Canto 5. Which I imagine in 2 hours we will. But who knows? I don't know how long those notes are going to take. So that's why I dedicated the stream to reading. But let's find out what Walpurgi actually is. I only know this word from Madoka, so... And it's very scary in Madoka. Could create an alter ego. I don't want an alter ego. Another day, another prolonged and dreary period of waiting, and some more waiting for something to happen. Of course, our bus boat was still floating on the coastal Great Lake. Foreman's like, shh. Hey, no, I'm not 4 minutes late. I started streaming 2 minutes ago. 6 minutes ago, technically. So I wasn't late. Only by a tiny bit. Voices of discontent among the sinners started small, but they have been growing increasingly incessant as of late. Ah! Holy crap! Nino, 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 Nino. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. All of a sudden, an ear-splitting siren echoes through the cabins. It's that alarm again, warning us of volatility in Mephistopheles. Hi, Pablo, welcome. Hi, United German, welcome. But it was much louder, much more painful than the ones we've heard before. And this time, it was the only thing that assaulted our senses.
뭐야?
It wasn't the only thing even. Hello, Elizabeth G-Man. Huh? We've never had a flashing lights like this before, right?
또 뭐야? 이 망할 고물 버스 뭐 잘못 집어먹은 거 아니야?
Was it this time? What the hell did you feed the bloody rickety bus? What? Would Mephisto eat fish? What's Mephisto gonna eat if we're out at sea? I am gonna be a lore expert. Oh, this must be a signal that the long-awaited adventure is finally nigh!
이게
Is
저희가
this
기다리던 건가요?
what we've been waiting for the whole time?
아니.
No. Virgilus frowned as though he sensed that something was off. He turned to Faust. It was one of those rare occasions when I could sense the slightest hint of confusion from him. Dad doesn't have the answers.
비상.
Wee woo, wee
내피가
woo.
터질 것처럼 울고 있어.
Neffy's blaring and crying. Neffy's sick?
파우스트 씨.
What is this, Miss Faust?
이런 알림
I wasn't informed about a siren like
사전에
this before.
전달받지 못했는데.
우선 잘못된
First, a
사실부터
correction of
정정하겠습니다.
falsehood is in order.
메피스토펠레스는 고물버스가 아닙니다.
Mephistopheles is
무언가를
not
먹는 행위도
bloody
하지
rickety,
않습니다.
and eating is not part of its behaviors.
연료 보급을 위해 엔진에 있는 엔케팔린 보급 장치를 간혹
It does
사용하긴
make
하지만
infrequent use of the
문제되지 않을
enkephalin
뿐더러
supply gear
잘못되어도
installed
전부 분해
in
후에
the
수리가
engine
가능한
for fuel. But that is no negative consequence. Even if it was, whatever issues that may arise can handily be repaired after a proper total disassembly.
말이 그렇다는 거지.
That's just a figure of
그래서
speech!
대체 무슨 일인데 이게? 터지기 직전
So what's this
같잖아.
now? Sounds like the bus is about to explode!
메피스토펠레스를 고물버스라 칭하는 것은
To label
파우스트의
Mephistopheles as
심혈을
some
기울인
bloody
설계와
rickety bus completely disregards the amount of pain and effort Faust dedicate. She's taken that so personally! Oh, Faust.
히스클리프 씨.
Heathcliff, if you
아까
don't
하신
take it
말씀
back, I
취소
don't
안
think
하면
she's ever gonna
계속
stop.
저러실 것까?
Ugh, seriously.
히스 빨리 취소해.
Yeah, Heath,
이렇게
take it
설명도
back.
못 듣고
The
있다가
bus might
진짜
actually blow
잊어버리면
up before she
어떡하라고.
explains anything. It,
아까 말한 거
I
취소다.
take it back. What I said earlier.
아까라는 표현은 매우 범위가
I cannot
넓군요.
comprehend what you are attempting to
파우스트는
take
그것이
back. You
구체적으로
rather
어떤 발언을
abstract.
취소하려는 뜻인지
Your
알 수
rather
없습니다.
abstract reference is
대신
unknown.
파우스트는
Is this unknown
구체적으로
concept that you
메피스토펠레스의
supposedly mentioned
대단함을 설명할
earlier
수 있습니다.
is hardly
가령 이
clarified.
나사는
Anyway, allow me to list the specification of screws used in Mephistopheles' construction that makes this creation so impressive. Faust! Faust, please! I'm dreaming of the welcome.
이 버스 고물이라고.
Fine!
말이야.
I take it back what I said about the bus. It's not bloody rickety and it doesn't eat. I'm sorry, alright? Oh, Faust. The cabin briefly echoes with his cries and then a brief silence. I think I saw Faust flash the briefest grin of satisfaction. As she deserves.
좋습니다.
Good.
전극은 끝났나?
Oh, is this clown show
별로
over?
우습지도 않으니
This juvenile, tedious
인내심을 그만
exchange is
시험해줬으면
testing
좋겠어.
my patience. Yeah, it's a bit different from the usual alarms. Don't think this one's for a new door. Faust has taken good revenge.
간단합니다. 그
It's quite
밤이
simple.
찾아온
The
거죠.
night is here. What night? Where night? Who night?
알튼 말
WDYM.
타파
TOISYNC.
답답하게 하면
Thank you,
뭐가
Sinclair the translator. Talk or I snap your...
알프르기스의 밤이
Well,
찾아온 것
Purgis
같습니다.
night is here, it seems.
지금은 밤이 아니다만 적어도 이 연안에서는
It's only now I notice how Office Walpurgi Events puts Faust on the defensive. Interesting. The night is not here. That is very apparent, at least in this coastal area.
당장 눈에 보이는
The name does
태양을
not
확인할 수
refer
없는
to the
현상이
time of day
밤에 대한
in which
이야기가
the
아닙니다.
sun moves beyond our line of sight.
그렇다면 이것은 현상에 지어진 이름이라는 말로 들리는구려.
It appears to me that by that designation you are referring to a certain phenomenon. Yi Sang seem to be doing a little better now that the waves have died down somewhat. Good.
메피스토펠레스 엔진은 여러
I am
기능을 탑재하고
indeed.
있지만
I am certain that all of
그중에서도
you are
여러
familiar with
것은
the fact
아마
that
인격과
extracting
에고의 추출일
identities and
것입니다.
ego from mirror worlds is one of the many functions of Mephistopheles' engine.
하지만 추출이 가능한 범위는
But
다소 한정되어 있는
it's
편입니다.
reached.
점차 늘어가고는 있지만
But its reach is rather limited. Even as it has expanded over our journey, we have yet to reach mirror worlds that are too far from our own.
그것도 황금가지와 관련이 있나?
Is this the
우리의
Golden
여정이
Burrows
진행되는
doing?
것에 맞추어
I noticed that
새로운 것이 끄집어 올려지는 것으로
it was
보였는데
fishing up more and more new things the longer our journey went
아주
on.
틀린 답은
They were
아니겠군요.
releasing more and more IDs.
관리자님과 우리 수감자들이 경험하는 것에 따라서
The name Well Purchased
추출
does have a
범위가 점차
relation to the Book of
넓어져가니까요.
Faust. Also, her sword has it written on it. Oh, interesting. Broadly speaking, yes. You could say Dante and our collective experiences gradually expand our range of extractions.
보통 그런 추출은
Normally,
대가를 치르고
extractions require
추출해야만
a
하지만
certain resource, but there
경험하셨던
were
것처럼
times when the
갑자기
identity
튀어나오는
cards
인격패들이
appeared out of
존재합니다.
nowhere. Do you recall them,
기억하시겠죠,
Dante?
단테?
Yeah, some of them just randomly popped out of the engine.
잠깐.
Wait,
못
wait,
따라가겠어.
slow down. You mean the free ones? You mean our pity ones? Literal plot device, correct. Wait, slow down.
인격패는 또 뭐냐?
The L's an identity card.
아, 모르셨나요?
Oh, you still don't know.
히스클리프 씨는
Jealous of you,
항상
Heathcliff.
관심 있는
You
것에만
have talent
관심을
for ignoring
가지신단 말이죠.
anything you don't care
조금
about.
부럽기도 하네요.
I love Homer.
대가리 깨지고 싶냐?
You're gonna get your ear smashed in or what?
자,
Right,
그만
right.
싸우자고.
Knock it off.
저 길잡이 양반도
Guy,
시퍼렇게 쳐다보고
Bud.
있는데.
Bud's giving us the evil eye.
아무튼 그 뭐냐,
The, you know,
그거야
the,
그거. 아이 관리자
the
양반이
things
엔진에서
manager
종종 뭘
Bud
끄집어내서
pulls out the
들고
engine from
오잖아.
time to time.
다른
Those little rectangular
세계라고
objects
했던 거?
with our
거울
alternate
세계.
world. Wait,
그건가?
was it
아무튼
mirror worlds?
그쪽 세계에
Anyway.
우리가 어떤
It's
모습인지
those little
그려져 있는
things
물건
with
말하는 거야.
descriptions of our other
그 자꾸
selves on.
길쭉한. 응?
Oh, so they come out
네모난
like
그거.
dice then? They have like little transformation dice?
맞아요. 마치 마저패
Yes, the
같죠?
things that look like mahjong tiles.
나는 웨이퍼 과자 같다고
I
생각했는데
thought they looked a bit like wafers.
인격이 담겨 있는 물건이
I believe their
마치 배와 같으니
denominations comes from their appearance as
어느샌가
cards
그걸
that contain
인격패라고 부르게
identities.
되었던 것
Thus,
같소.
it naturally follows that they are named identity cards.
그러니까
So
우리가
just
그
using those
네모난
rectangular
장난감
toys to
같은 걸로
transform into our
변신한다고?
alternate selves. Like Kamen Rider Decade. Decade. They've got card mechanics. Everything is canon. Everything is canon if you just explain it.
난 그런 거 쓴 적 없는데.
I never used them before. That's because I'm the one using them.
관리자님의 단말기에는 가지고
On the
있는 인격패와
device
에고를
issued to
직접
Dante
장착할 수 있는
are
홈들이 마련되어 있습니다.
indentations through which identity cards
저희가
and
각각
egos can be
전투에 임할
inserted.
때
They are
해당 내용이
reflected when we
반영되죠.
participate in battle. Oh, Dante is Kamen Rider Denade. Yes. So he's got. Oh, is it more like Yu-Gi-Oh then? Has he got a dual disc? Oh, Scar, welcome. He's got a dual disc and he puts the identity card in. I summon N-Corp Sinclair in attack position.
자꾸 싸우기 전에 뭘
Oh,
만지작거리고
so
있나 했더니
what they're
그걸
fidgeting.
건드리고 있었구나.
That's what they're fidgeting with before every fight. Believe in the heart of the cards, Dante boy. I could tell from this flabbergasted expression that none of it had ever occurred to Heathcliff. Duh. Oh, he's so thick. Love him. On the other hand, Don Quixote wore a somewhat forlorn expression. What's wrong, Don Quixote? Well,
이런 상황에서 이스마엘
Is it not about time when Ishmael would intrude upon the conversation and denounce Heathcliff with biting words such as, "You didn't know, that's just like you. This emptiness weighs heavily upon mine heart." Aww. Big sis, why aren't you bullying Big Bro?
아, 그렇네.
Oh,
그게
you're
부족했네.
right. Something was missing from this whole combo. I knew it.
이 새끼들이.
You're right, daft bastards.
그만.
Enough.
설명이 밀려 있습니다.
We're not getting the information we need. Miss Faust, please explain the present situation. What are these
마저
green
설명하는 게
lights? Understood.
관리자님이 광기라는
If we take
대가를
into
치르지
account
않고도
the
얻었던
case
그
of identity
인격패들로 미루어
cards
보아
Dante received
메피스토
without
팰리스의
spending any
추출기는
lunacy, we
불확실성에
can
따른
draw a
예측
conclusion that
불가적 특징을 지닌다고 설명할 수 있을
Mephistopheles'
것입니다.
extraction has an element of unpredictability tied to its uncertainty. Basically, it's a gamba.
뭐라는 거야?
I have watched the Welpy trailer. I have. The one that was posted in the Discord, I watched that one. And it was very, very good, and I'm excited. And I want all the things. Except for maybe the announcers. I'm not as arsed on the announcers, but I would like the ego, the magical girl, and the depressed Rodion. Please. All of them. The else she blathering about now?
그대가 설계한 것에
Yet this
불확실성이
item is of your
개입한다는
design. To say that it has an element of unpredictability would indicate
맞습니다.
that...
이
Correct.
엔진은
Encephalin
엔케팔린을
fuels
연료로
the
나아가지만
engine, yes. However,
추출과
extractions and
재고집 기능에 있어서는
reconstructions utilize
혼돈.
chaos. Well,
쉽게
in
말해
easier terms, you could
일종의
say
가능성을
that it
연료로 하고
uses
있죠.
the concept of possibilities itself as fuel. Denade is the one that would summon other riders. Decade is the pink one. But he used other riders' powers too. Denade is the anniversary one after him, isn't it? Denade. He's the one that the ultimate had was almost an armor with little other Kamen Rider figures, and it was so cool. It looked very silly, but it was kind of cool. Oh, he was the one who had to stop his future self, wasn't it? I have a lot of random knowledge. I've watched some Kamen Rider, and I've a lot of random knowledge about other Kamen Riders.
어딘가에 있을
Our
여러 거울
extraction
세계의 졸기들
range
중에서
grows when we are
관측이
able to
확실해진
clearly
것을 찾을
observe
때마다
specific possibilities
추출의 범위가
in the
늘어나는데
infinitely branching
지금은
mirror worlds.
그 가능성들의
During this
경계가
period, however,
완전히
the
허물어진
borders
것이죠.
between the mirror realities are entirely shattered. Hello, Flowerheart! I'm good. How are you? Thank you for coming. A reminder that no matter how cute Queen of Hatred is, she isn't a sapient being. Does that mean... No, I'm not going to finish that sentence.
현재를 기점으로 과거,
Using the
미래
present
3년의
as
오차 안에
our
있던
anchoring
추출의
point,
범위가
it could be said that our
밤이
current
찾아올 때는
extraction range is
10년,
approximately 3
어쩌면 그
years to
이상의
the
범위로
past or the
늘어나게 되는
future.
겁니다.
During Walpurgis Night, however, the range grows to about 10 years or even more. In that case, thou meanest to say that identities from prominent fixers from times past may grace with us?
이론상으로는요.
Theoretically speaking,
하지만
yes.
발푸르기스의
But
밤은
each
그때만의
Walpurgis
독립성을
Night
가지기
has its
때문에
own peculiarities.
모든 가능성을
It will
무수하게
not
추출할
let us
수는 없을
reach
겁니다.
into all potential possibilities. Cookie Run ASMR and Don Quixote's voice actor channel, 10 out of 10 discovery. That was Zio's ultimate form. Ugh, I'm getting confused with my Kamen Riders. Then, does that mean that we may also be availed to our alternative selves as legendary fixer? The Arch Magnificence, the one and only Red Mist.
안개도
가능성은
That
매우
is
낮지만
extremely unlikely,
부정까지
but
하지는
I will not
않겠습니다.
completely dismiss the possibility.
범위는 이
The
세계가 있기 위해
extended range,
필연적으로
I
얽혀있던 세계,
suppose, could
예를
be
들면
definitely by worlds
백이야,
affected by
흡주가 있기 전에
entities
로보토미
that were
코퍼레이션 본사 때의
indispensable
시점이
to the formation
대표적이겠군요.
of this current state in the world. As an example, that would be the Lobotomy Corporation headquarters prior to the White Nights and Dark Days incident.
어떤 의미에서는 전곡을 찌르는 질문이었네요. 돈키호테.
In some ways, your words sometimes find a roundabout way to the truth, Don Quixote. Virgie's mad. I didn't know who this red mist was, nor did I know about what white nights and dark days was. But I could hazard a guess that they both must have been pretty significant, considering that Virgilus's face grew visibly tense as soon as they were mentioned. The sinners were unsettled too.
정리하자면 이번 알림은
Can we conclude that
어떠한
this siren is no
긴급적인
cause for any
상황은
immediate
아니라는 것이
concern then?
결론.
그렇습니다.
No, it
가끔
isn't.
찾아오는
Consider it
축제
a
정도로
festival that
말할 수
arrives once in
있겠네요.
a while for now.
축제, 신나는 일,
Festival
타론도
time.
신나.
Charon is festival too.
전부 이해가 된 건 아니지만
I don't know if I got all
우리가
that,
기다리던
but
신호는 아니군요.
this is what we've been waiting for, isn't it?
맞아. 대기는
No,
그대로다.
we will continue to wait. Ugh. The sinners sighed and groaned with disappointment as the newfound anticipation fizzled. Well, something did happen, but it wasn't something that would get us moving. I can see what a disappointment this might be to them.
그럼
So, how do we
시끄러운
stop that
녹색불은
green
언제
light from
꺼지는 거지?
flashing?
엔진에서 추출을
It will
진행하기만
turn
하면
itself off when Dante
자동으로 꺼질
extracts
겁니다.
something from the engine.
안심하세요.
Do not worry.
자, 이제 다들
Right, back to
적당히
business.
해산해.
All Dante extract
관리자.
something and turn that alarm off.
좋말.
W-A-D.
새 것이 나와도 기껏 뒷문
Just
탐방이나
be
하고
running more
다니겠지.
dungeons through the back door with whatever thing they have to pull, whatever thing they pull anyway.
그래도 언제 이렇게
Still,
유유자적 있어 보겠나요?
Leisureliness is a rare opportunity, isn't it?
기다리는 자에게 복이 있다 하였소.
Blessed be patience. Blessed be the patient ones, or so it is said. Every sinner says their piece before returning to their seats. Some of them walk out of the cabins to gaze at the lake. It's something they must be growing a tad tired of doing at this point. Maybe they're just going out for a long sigh. Info on the true nature at Abnos is so fragmented it's difficult to remember each part. I imagine, and especially if a lot of that info comes from Q&As, it's probably hard for the author and the writers themselves. Because you always forget things, especially in a wide universe like this, and then you might, like, answer different ways sometimes. Sentience is animals, sapience is humans. Sapience is An autist walked up to me.
관리자님, 신경
Are you
쓰이지
not worried,
않으십니까?
executive manager? Huh?
저 괴짜 과학자가
About what
아직까지는
that
이라고
mad
말했습니다.
scientist said?
뭔가
for
뒤가
now.
더 있는 거죠.
There has to be
더
more
파볼
to
수도
that
있습니다.
statement. Should I investigate this matter further? Altus was right. While Faust did tell us to consider this nothing more than a festival that arrives once in a while, she definitely knew more than she was letting on. But if Faust speaks of something in her characteristically cryptic manner, it means that she'll never tell us until she wants to. Well, it does bother me a little, but right now we don't have a lot of options. Let's just put a pin in it for now. Altus nodded affirmatively, bowed, and returned to her seat. Well, let's get extracting like Faust said. I would, but it's not actually Walpurgi right now, okay? I don't get to right now. Unless it's going to be like, congrats, you unlocked a little Walpurgi free roll. No, I didn't. Boo. That would have been nice.
야밤의 달빛과
But I
함께
don't.
사라지는 것이
No Walpurgi for me.
저희
Walpurgi
필요해요.
soon, not Walpurgi
그러나
now.
부름이 필요하시다면 달이 구름의
Abnos
숨은
aren't
틈을
able to
타
change or acknowledge
죽음께
anything beyond their
사겠습니다.
scope. Even animals are more sentient than them. So they're like, more like computer programs, I suppose. Because a computer program won't change or adapt. So not like an AI, that's not what I mean. But more like an actual program that's not getting any updates. Right, we have some notes to read. Limbus Company! Mephi. Oh lordy. Look at that. We have so much to read. Excavation dungeons. One of the dungeon types we can enter via the back door. Once we enter, there's the training ticket luxivation dungeon to the left, and the thread luxivation dungeon to the right. Looks like we can gather resources to strengthen the sinners by battling abnormalities or enemies we faced in the past. We have to spend Enkafelin to enter these, since they also require Mistopheles' engine to operate. If only we had a librarian somewhere. Yeah, I'm not a librarian, I'm just a prisoner in a library, so we'll have to make do. Mirror dungeons. They're dungeons we can access via the back door. Via the back door. The corridor that leads to the mirror dungeon is made of cold, heavy metal. It inspires a different kind of anxiety from our usual wooden doors and corridors. At first, there was just a single door leading to a mirror dungeon, while the others were shut. A second door opened at some point, though, so now we've got two. Considering that Faust let us know when the doors would open, I'm gonna guess that there are specific conditions for them to open, or maybe they follow a certain schedule. Whenever I enter a mirror dungeon, I emerge to a place resembling a misty cosmos. I can choose which sinners to bring with me into each of the mirror dungeons. Called Queen of Hatred, a cartoon character in real life. That is basically her shtick, isn't it? She wants to be like the hero of justice, which is why Don's got her, I suppose. That's the whole thing. According to Faust, Mistopheles' engine actively stabilizes the mirror dungeons. We're allowed to enter via the back door. The ultimate purpose seems to be to improve mine and the sinner's capabilities. Faust recommended that we make frequent visits to the mirror dungeons of the back door, even if it meant expending Enkafelin used for the engine. I have totally been doing that. Yes, mirror dungeons. Yes, totally. Refraction Railway Line 1. Though it's closed now, we've been to this station before. The whole place had a bluish tint to it. We encountered and fought some familiar faces, but many of the abnormalities in there were entities we hadn't encountered in the Lobotomy Corp branches so far. I recall that we've interacted with some of these abnormalities before in the mirror dungeons. Faust says that our interactions with them in the mirror dungeons were through some kind of spaces. Their mental spaces and worlds, that is. I guess the railway happened to stop by one of those worlds? Then maybe it's not a simulation? I don't know. Refraction Railway? Is that an event thing? Because I don't think I've seen that. Translation, do your dailies and weeklies, Dante. Never! You can't force me! Refraction Railway Line 2. This place has a greenish tint, unlike Line 1, with its blue hue. I bet the next one will be a different colour, and so on and so forth. Again, we fought some more abnormalities we'd only had a glimpse of before. Everyone cheered when they saw that Line 2 had way fewer stations than Line 1 did, until Yi Sang noticed some symbol on the wall and theorized that we were supposed to run this line multiple times. A new station was added with each new cycle, though we still had to go through the earlier stations first. Oh, that sounds like a grind. Around the time we were on our fourth cycle, Heathcliff began loudly complaining that he was tired of doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Some sinners seemed to grow increasingly restless as well, but the crisis was averted thanks to Yi Sang, who said that the signs seemed to say that the fifth cycle was the last one they had to complete. Once we wrapped up our fifth cycle, we were able to find a large hoard of various resources from the lost and found. From what I can tell, each line's going to have different routes and conditions completing them. I see. I appreciate it. I appreciate them putting in the note and being like, yep, everyone hated this event. Let's write that down. Never do that event again. Refraction railways. A place we can access using the back door. Gregor tells me that it looks a lot like the city's subway stations. It looks pretty dilapidated, as though it's been here for a long time. There's what appears to be a subway train on the rails. The subway train kind of resembles our Mistopheles, except it looks like it's been left to rot for a long time. The subway train didn't budge with just one sinner inside it. When the other sinners joined, however, the door closed all on its own and began taking us somewhere. The sinners told me that it took us to the next stop. What I can tell from my experience here so far is that each station led to a different environment, some of which were places we've been to in the past. The door closes behind us once we get off the subway train onto a new station. Then an abnormality or some enemies attack us with no rhyme or reason, leading to immediate combat. Oh, okay, so I can get into line 2, I assume, then? I can get into grindy line? Once the fight's over, the subway train door opens again. Once we're all aboard, it takes us to the next stop, rinse and repeat, until we reach the terminus. Faust tells me that they appear to be like simulations or a series of locations generated in order to improve our capabilities, akin to the functions of mirror dungeons or the Luxovation dungeons. Hello, Red Dodo, welcome! From the back door. That makes sense. We encountered enemies like Chroma in there, but all they did was fight us. Maybe they're also just simulations after all. Not sure if it's putting us through a very realistic simulation or if it's actually taking us to where the abnormalities reside. You got ad blast. Sorry, Red. Thank you for putting up with it. I appreciate it. I still don't know enough about this place to say for sure. Once we made it to the end of the subway route, we were allowed to return to the bus via one of the stations. Anifa, thank you so much. Appreciate it, yeah. One of the sinners was furious, complaining that it sent us on a wild goose chase for absolutely nothing, until he saw Faust popping open the lost and found box and picking up a whole hoard of resources. Heathcliff was angry. You can say it. You can tattle on Heathcliff, Dante. It's okay. The back door. No problem. I will read you Dante's notes as you do your mirror dungeon. Good luck with your mirror dungeon. A door on the back end of Mistopheles. Past it is a corridor full of doors connected to each sinner's private lodgings or break rooms. The sinners tell me that each room has unique looks and different interior designs. Faust explained that they may be reflections of each sinner's personal psyche or memories. There are more people on this bus than the number of doors we actually use, but the ones we do use can lead to different spaces depending on who opens them first. Two sinners could enter the same door to end up in different rooms, for example. The doors are labelled with names denoting whose rooms they lead to. There are also doors that just lead to the other side of the walls they're on. Record 2. The door to my room opens to a corridor leading to the mirror dungeons and the Luxovation dungeons. I can see that the corridor past the back door extends beyond the area we use, but somebody put a sign there warning us not to trespass. We almost had a huge incident when Heathcliff tried to go past the threshold in spite of the warnings. Something tells me that there are dangerous things or territories in the deeper parts of the corridor. Heathcliff's panicked face is still fresh in my memory, and Faust's uncharacteristic urgency too. Yep, there is not 13 rooms, there is just 13 spaces. Ryoshu calls this endless space the corridor. I can tell that she's not talking about just any corridor. But what else could she possibly be talking about? Capitalized nouns. Heck yeah, the capital C corridor. Is that all the Mephisto ones? Yeah. Take away my exclamation mark! I did it! Fine, the nests. K-Corp. Oh lord, I bet we have a lot on K-Corp. Oh lord, look, we have so much on K-Corp. Let's go. Record 3, because apparently we read Record 2. Oh yeah, because we got our Record 2 from Samjo. Oh, Samjo. I didn't quite understand why they were flying a bunch of drones around the city, filming scenes of death and pain, but it looks like there was a reason for all that. I learned some things about K-Corp's nest while carrying out their request, but I'm not sure if it's okay for me to leave a record of them. Yeah, especially since everyone else had their minds wiped and it just didn't work on you. Okay, below are some information I'm not supposed to write down, but I wanted to record it anyway. Here goes nothing. You rebel, Dante, you rebel. Who knows, one day, even I might end up forgetting everything. They explained that HP ampules were actually very tiny nanobots, helping regenerate the body. Apparently, they were so small that a collection of them just happened to look like some green fluid. But none of that was true. They weren't anything even remotely close to nanobots. The ampules were just filled with some green fluid. K-Corp's HP bullets, also known as regeneration ampules, infinitesimally, very small, aren't like ointment. It returns the body of the person injected with it to a form they remember as being unhurt. Stephanette, K-Corp's founder, went to the outreaches of the outskirts and brought back this organism they call the tearful thing, from which they extract the fluid. I think that tearful thing was once human, from what I've seen through resonating with the Golden Borough. It seems like their wish was that no one would ever suffer from pain again, and that wish was granted, in some form anyway. Theoretically speaking, its tears can heal literally any part of the body as long as its brain is intact. Just like its name, the tearful thing sheds tears when it feels sorrow, and by processing or watering down its tears, the ampules K-Corp's singularity made. At first, the founder, Stephanette, drew its tears by sharing sad or emotional stories, but once she passed away, those who seized power afterwards buried it in a constant stream of violent, shocking imageries to produce its tears more efficiently. That's why the drones were filming people's deaths, so that they could force the tearful thing to watch those violent and shocking tragedies. Looks like making it watch the same tragedy over and over isn't as efficient. They have to keep feeding it new, different scenes of violence. That's why they're importing similar footage from other nests. They were planning to use the glass window tech, similar to the mirror, to give it a constant supply of footage, but our involvement seemed to have thwarted that. Considering that the tearful thing is, after all, an organism, it also seemed to be capable of producing offsprings. Alfonso called the one we saw a child entity. I don't know how, but if I were to hazard a guess, I'd say that they're trying to improve their production rates by using the tearful thing's children. Ah, terrible. I have my own theory that K-Corp's is paying Warp W Corp for recordings of their warp train trips. That would make a lot of sense. I mean, there's so much bloody suffering. 10,000 years of suffering every time they go on a train trip. Record 5. I'm only a little curious, but I wonder what would happen if a prosthetics user were to be injected with a K-Corp ampule. We learned everything about their singularity, from its origin to its production methods, but after they put us through the memory wipe procedure, I'm the only one who remembers it. I decided to lay low and pretend that the procedure worked. Even with my limited knowledge of the city, I feel like this information was probably pretty important. Warp trains are terrifying. I'm glad I cleared up Canto 4 for you. But you still wouldn't be dead. Like, yeah, your best bet on a warp train is just have a really long nap. Like, the longest nap. Break into the first class area and see if you can, like, steal some of the sedatives that they have there and just go to fuck to sleep. I usually don't show these notes to the sinners anyway, but I'll have to be extra careful about it from now on. And about L-Corp. What more have we got about L-Corp? Looks like they left behind some of the ego equipment the Lobotomy Corp branches once used to manage their abnormalities. I think there are some conditions and risks to using those ego equipment, like the weapons or the armor. Makes sense, since they're extracted from the abnormalities that Lobotomy Corp use to manage. They also seem to affect their users' mood or speech pattern. Considering that they're made from abnormalities, they might pose a problem during our future visits to the Lobotomy Corp branches. T-Corp. Oh yeah, we got more British Corp. Located in District 20's nest, looks like they specialise in using temporal technology. I've only experienced T-Corp through resonating with the Golden Borough. I've never actually been to T-Corp nest before, so I'm not sure how true to life that experience was. They seem to value technology and inventions. The whole nest is literally monochromatic. I think having any colour is a privilege permitted only to those with power. Black fumes constantly spewing out of numerous buildings have darkened its skies. I am quite excited to learn more about T-Corp, I will not lie. U-Corp, which is where we are now. Or at least District 21, U-Corp area, I believe. Located in District 21's nest, they use this singularity called the Resonance Tuning Fork. It can meld together two items of entirely different nature into one, as though they've always been a part of each other. Somehow, the power of the Resonance Tuning Fork melded guns and monstrous crabs called trash crabs together. T-Corp's depressing. I look forward to finding out just how depressing it can be. They could use those melded firearms as though they were naturally born with them. The thing with T-Corp, the thing that kind of fascinates me the most about T-Corp, just like how London is like, you're not wrong. I remember in Ruiner, they were mentioned in Ruiner because they found like a T-Corp engine or something in the W Corp trains, like T Corp was like harvesting the time somehow. I still don't quite know how that worked, because it wasn't really that important to the Ruiner story. However, I'm hoping we get a little bit more about that in this. That would be good. They could use those melded firearms as though they were naturally born with them. U-Corp is scattered across the Great Lake, with most of its major institutions located on its surface, which means that we're in dire need of a ship if we want to go anywhere in U-Corp. So we got Mistopheles modified into a ship using the resonance tuning fork. Seems to me that it overlaps this other region called the Outskirts. Oh, it overlaps the Outskirts, where all the scary things are. Heck yeah. Fixers. Oh, we got more on officers. I knew it! The associations aren't the only kind of organizations a fixer might work for! Some of them also work for officers. They all seem to specialize in different things, just like the fixers themselves. Correct. Associations. Did I read this before? Because I think it's a Deviat. This is the city man, where everywhere is the place where scary things are. Maybe Sinclair's little town seemed fine until Chroma turned up. But there wasn't scary things there for a while. For now. That beach looked nice. There was no scary things on the beach. So Deviat seems to specialize in delivery and transportation. The city is full of dangers around every corner, so it's extremely difficult to deliver important items or information to the intended recipients on time without losing the process. And God sent Chroma to change that. Yeah, he did. Yisang told me that while the city may appear minuscule in the bird's eye view that the map avails one, an approach that contemplates its surface area and not what a single surface of it shows a world vastly different. The city is tight with brimming buildings in both heaven and earth. Their labyrinthine construction and the singularities paint a picture hidden afore a screen. I wasn't sure what he was talking about, so I just nodded along. Yet you wrote it all down, bestie. The outskirts is scary, eldritch horror, whereas the city is scary, human horror. Honestly, I don't know which is worse. Yeah, the good side of the beach looked nice. They seem to specialize in the collection of research and knowledge. This is Dicey Association. In the collection of research of knowledge, they say the association members use equipment that draws physical strength from knowledge. Oh, that's fun! The harder to obtain and more precious the knowledge is, the greater the strength it grants the users. Oh my god, Faust would be so strong! Faust and Yisang would be so strong in this association. Looks like they lose the knowledge once they draw strength from it, however. Oh no. Dicey. Wait, so do they like, if the knowledge is lost, is that like a really quick way to concept furnace something? I'm just gonna take the, well, no, I suppose it would be the personal knowledge, not the knowledge of other people. Ironically, I think the strongest Deshi at the moment is Rodian. Why would it be her? What knowledge does she possess that she could use? Looks like they've got fixers who fight with their fists and fixers who fight with their keys? What? As an ID. Ah, I see. Leo doesn't have anything new. 7 association. Daishi Rodion's knowledge is eating. Oh, that sounds great. Keyblade Hongler. Keyblade. Blade. Like spell slots in D&D. Oh, that makes sense. They seem to specialize in collecting intelligence. Intelligence knowledge. I thought they'd be pretty similar to Daishi Association, but one of the identities explained the difference to me. While 7 Association specializes in using whatever means to collect intelligence that they have been contracted to find, Daishi Association specializes in making the found knowledge their own by analyzing and deconstructing them. Still, I bet they have a lot of overlap given their similar specializations. Oh, that's fun. I didn't know that Honglu has a Keyblade wielder ID. That's great. So workshops. They specialize in building and modifying gears used by the fixers. Technically, they go under the same umbrella as offices. Unlike the fixer offices with various specializations, though, people refer to these specifically as workshops. Primarily, they craft and sell weapons, armor, and other tools that fixers use. Sometimes they are contracted to build custom gear as well. At least that's the impression I got. Considering that they're also run by fixers, workshops don't shy away from taking contracts involving combat if they have to, like the Rose Spanner Workshop did, for example. The city's technologies. Memory wipe procedure. Memory wipe procedure, a technology used to wipe specific memories. I recall that we took turns entering some room. The procedure ended when the sinners walked out, with all their relevant memories wiped. Odd, I remember everything that K-Corp wanted me to forget, but that room, I can't remember a thing about the memory wipe procedure itself. This leaves me with so many questions. Why didn't the procedure work on me? If it didn't work, why can't I remember anything about the memory wipe procedure itself? So this whole entry is just Dante being confused. That's true. There's no maintenance for our gear. We just generate it again. The outskirts. Looking at the map, there is a zone outside the general area where the nests are. That zone's called the outskirts. There are monsters, quotation marks, in the outskirts, at the outskirts. Ishmael and Outist called them monsters, not abnormalities. Considering they've encountered abnormalities before, I'm going to guess that there are monstrous things out there that aren't abnormalities. Well, it's not like I'll ever have to visit the outskirts. I doubt even Lobotomy Corp would build a branch outside the city. Who would do that? God. I just remembered that Ishmael said that the Great Lake overlaps the outskirts. Oh, Dante, you're so silly. The Great Lake. A massive lake at the south end of the city. Some call it the sea or the ocean. The Great Lake isn't just one big pool of water, it's divided by straight lines into several small sections, but all of which have unique colours. I've seen only a little bit of it, but it reminds me of a patchwork fabric. According to Ishmael, looks like the Great Lake's chock full of treacherous natural disasters and monsters. Even if she's right that it might be too early for us to go to the Great Lake, it's not like we've got much say in the matter. Limbus Company ordered us to go in that direction, so we gotta go. I guess that decision's what got us into this mess. I'm still not sure what I'm supposed to do. in a way, I guess we should consider ourselves lucky. Nothing disastrous has happened yet. Touch wood. Maybe we're still in the coastal area Ishmael mentioned. Uncategorized. Monsters, the library, Welpy. Monsters. I thought all monsters were either abnormalities or distortions, but it seems like the opposite is true. All abnormalities are monsters, but not all monsters are abnormalities. I think. They say the trash crabs are the prime example of monsters that aren't abnormalities. Though they're not so prevalent, I think they're sometimes mentioned in creepy tales or legends of the city. Apparently the outskirts and the Great Lake are both brimming with these monsters. Still, this means there are monsters within and without the city. I'm not sure how to categorize them yet. Well, two of Dante's Infernos called Purgatorio. Might be another way of describing the outskirts. Maybe. I'd love it if we went to the outskirts. We could go to the library. I've only heard it mentioned in passing, but I don't suppose they were talking about any old library. Fixers from Molar Boatworks mentioned it. They said they went in there, something awful happened, and they returned from a book? I don't know enough about the city to connect the meaningful guesses from them, so I'll just write down what I heard and put a pin in it for now. And last but not least, Welpy. I am sorry about the crappy connection today, by the way. I don't know what's wrong. The internet apparently disconnected before the stream even started, so that was a good sign as to how this stream was gonna go, but you know, show must go on. Welpy night! I would love to learn more about this library. It sounds so mysterious and amazing, and we should totally go there. It seems to be a special period when we can extract identities and ego that we normally can't. Though the timelines and the worlds we can access are expanded during this period, it's not like we'd be extracting random identities and ego from all over the place. Faust explained that whoever we end up extracting during this period will be relevant to all of us, relevant to Limbus Company's current state in some way. Well, Purgis night seems to arrive once in a while. As usual, Faust doesn't tell me everything, but at least I could tell that the next Walpurgis night will be different from this one. Some kind of ruined library? Never. It is done. Although I don't know why it still wants me to look at something in Mistopheles when I have clearly clicked it all. No, I need that notification to go away. Is there something I like? Is there a record I didn't click down? No, how dare it? Oh, that's gonna annoy me. That's gonna be so annoying. How dare— oh no, because there was one. Ah, found it, everyone. It's okay. There is some interesting stuff in there. I think Dante's perspective on things is generally interesting. Very big specifics on the dungeons is interesting. We also get like pretty good, like the K-Corp one I think is good because like K-Corp Canto 4 was very long, so it's easy to maybe get a bit mixed up on what was going on, so that has a really good summary of the shit that was going on at K-Corp. I highly recommend reading that one. I'm gonna read this. Mistopheles! It's our mobile office, our home, our vehicle. The sinners and I eat, sleep, go to work, and fight here. It looks like a mix of a train and a bus, but everyone calls it a bus for some reason. I guess it makes sense considering our department's name. I am having fun. I love reading these. Apparently it's powered by an engine that Faust designed. Everything special about Mephistopheles comes from its engine. Not only does it power the vehicle, so the bus can drive us to places, but it also lets us extract identities from other worlds. We can also enter break rooms or training rooms via its back door, all thanks to the engine. Hello, Roland. Welcome. The Roland from the Library of the Ruiners. Yeah, I'm very curious about Canto 5 and how that's gonna go. It seems that Mephistopheles can be upgraded and fitted with additional functions. I think one of the sinners said it's like the bus itself is growing or something. Oh no, speaking of sleep, you just woke up! Well, welcome Number Size Phantom. Luckily you had this on in the background. I was wondering why my dreams were narrated in a northern accent. Well, I mean, hopefully they weren't too weird, because, like, the dreams of the city cannot be good. The bus transformed into a boat. I guess that's what the additional functions meant. Further modifications and performance upgrades were made possible by using both the resonance tuning fork and Mephistopheles' engine. That Mika person was in a constant state of astonishment, now that I think about it. Heck, it's bigger on the inside than the outside, like a TARDIS! I wouldn't be surprised if all kinds of fantastical function gets added in the future. When is it gonna turn into a mecha? When are we gonna have, like, the Charon mecha? Okay, we have read all the things. People are leveled. Well, we can level more now, can't we? No, I wanna level up more. Level up, level up, level up, I'm on fire. Oh, speaking of, these are the Ishmaels I have. Do you think it's worth leveling one of those up, or should I deal with a support Ishmael for the time? No, we might need our Enkerfelon right now. I promise I will convert. I'll convert one right now. Just cause. But yeah, I have Slosh Mail, Shin Mail, and Assistant Mail, and Standard Mail. Although she's not male, she's female. I know the ID. I have 2 boxes. I have 2 Enkerfelon boxes. I just thought I'd do one, because we're not going to use all of that in one thing. And if we do, we just do this box. It's fine. Is this the trains? Hello, Forgotten Sailboat, welcome. Check the dispense menu. Cybot! Oh my god, sorry. I forgot. What am I looking for at the dispenser, Exxon? What are we talking about? Red sheet. I don't have any. Standard fare. This happens way too often. You have no idea. I don't know. I don't know how we see an L when there's no L. And an A when there's no A. You can get new IDs from that, I see. I can, but like, I got no money. I have no shards. especially for Ish, because I might have used them. Yeah, I got no shards. So we're just gonna have to go with it. We just have to use a support Ishmael. That's just how we're gonna have to roll. But shall we do it? I'm gonna take a small BRB then. We'll start Canto 5. She shan't be getting any IDs. She shan't not especially. Where's my BRB? There it is. I return. Let's go! Ooh. It is a patchwork quilt. Fascinating. I don't like the look of this. That looks terrible. I hope we don't go there. Set and sail. It hasn't been long since the bus, I mean boat, was hounded by the sirens and the flashing green lights. The sinners were sitting comfortably trying to get some shut-eye in the ship's cabins, formerly known as the bus cabins. The thought of returning to their rooms didn't even seem to occur to them. I don't know why that's not working for you, Exum. After gazing out the window for a while, Faust came to her feet and approached the helm, formerly known as the wheel. Miss Faust.
네.
Yes,
신호가
we
왔군요.
have received a signal. Faust? The long-awaited signal has arrived then?
내내 기다리던 그 연락이
Poisang! Cat does not like the water. We need to get the cat back to dry land. Oh, then shall our adventure in the Great Lake finally commence?
어떤 신호가 왔다는 거죠?
What signal?
알람
I
소리가
don't
들리는
hear
것도
or
아니고
see anything.
무언가가
Not even an
나타나거나 한
alarm.
적도 없는데요.
시야에는 잡히지 않지만
A smoke signal
Limbus
outside our
Company가
visual
먼 곳의 연기
range has
신호를
been picked up
감지했습니다.
by Mephistopheles.
연기.
A smoke signal. The beacons are
뭐가
lit
이렇게
then.
올렸다는 건가?
Gondor calls for aid,
그걸
I
기다리고
guess.
있었던 거구만.
That's what we've been sitting on our butts for.
항해 시작.
Sailing is a go! Splish splash!
슬슬
Splish splash has
여러분
replaced
구역에서
vroom
벗어나
vroom!
대호수 초입이라고 부를 만한 부분으로 진입합니다.
Soon we'll be moving away from the coastal area and draw closer to what one could call the Great Lake approach.
지금부터는 자동 항해 기능을
Activating automatic
작동시키겠습니다.
navigation system now.
무엇이?
Then how? Thou meanest to say that what we have experienced so far was not the Great Lake?
정의를 말하자면
By
지금껏
strict definition,
대호수에
yes, it
있었다고 할
was. We have
특별한
been
위협이
inside
존재하지
the Great
않았기
Lakes
때문에
borders for a while.
돈키호테 씨가 인식하고 있는 정보에
Yet I
맞춰
make the distinction based on the
말씀드렸습니다.
information available to you, as our path has so far lacked any real threats.
일들이
No real threats, thou sayest. After all that, lo, Yi Sang has hitherto been burying his face in that very bucket. I shall have thee know. I
괜찮소.
mind me not,
신경
please. Poor Yi Sang. Yi Sang, honey. Are you okay? Would you like me to pat your back? Just get it out, honey. Just get it out. It'll be okay. I had thought the bucket's purpose was to remove water from the ship in case of flooding, yet it hath therefore removed were contents of Yi Sang's stomach. Yet that well, puny Guzenot, that incident is still quite fresh in my mind.
프로기스의 밤입니다.
Well, Purgis Night.
그리고 그 모든
Purgis
일들이
Night.
대호수에 의한 것은
And not many of
아니지
those
않은가요?
threats could be attributed to the dangers of the Great
거짓
Lake.
원인의 오리로군.
False cause fallacy. Oh, quite the rush of daunting ideas thou hast thrown in my direction. I shall henceforth continue to slumber then.
아니,
No,
위험구역에 들어섰다.
we have just entered a hostile environment. We must rouse ourselves from sleepy to ready ourselves for what dangers there may be. Altis? Hello, Sweeney. Yeah, it's been a little while. I hope you've been okay.
총원, 경계
All
배치.
hands to defensive stations. Altis suddenly leapt to her feet and began barking orders at the sinners. Eh?
뭐야?
What the bloody hell?
아이씨.
Oh, my heart dropped for a sec there.
오티스,
Altis, the ship is currently steered by an automatic
위험한
navigation
상황은 피해갈
system.
뿐더러
As its name
맞을
suggests,
수밖에
it will
없다면
automatically avoid
경보가
any
울릴 거예요.
threats the Great Lake may pose. Should a threat prove to be unavoidable, it will sound an alarm.
나 참.
Do you really
그런
expect me to
뜬모를 기능을
trust
얼마나
that
신뢰하라는 거지?
incomprehensible contraption?
게다가 그 장치라는 건
Besides, this automated navigation system is nothing
급하게 붙여놓은
more
것이
but
뿐이잖아.
slapdash last-minute installation by the boatwork fixers.
확실히
Indeed,
파우스트가 직접
Faust was
장착하지
not the
않았죠.
one who installed this system, so no.
신뢰도가
Its reliability is
100%는 아닐
not
겁니다.
absolute.
잘 말했다.
Well said.
자고로
It is well known
항해는
that
알 수 없는
wisdom,
일들이 도사리고
well
있는
known wisdom that the path of the sailor is fraught with dangers unknown, which is to say that a human must handle it.
그렇다면 그대가 이 배를 이끌겠다는 말인가?
Then shalt thou be the one to lead this vessel to victory? You've been great. Had to take a break from being online to focus on personal stuff. How have I been? I've been good. I got a new job. I'm getting paid more. I've got more hours, which is great. I get free sandwiches at work. It's wonderful. And I'm glad you've been good. It's good to take an online break sometimes. You just gotta like disconnect sometimes. It's wonderful.
관리자님께서
Glad
항해에
you're
대한
looking after
기억을
yourself.
갖고 계시지는 않으니. 그
I must
별로
rise to the occasion. As executive manager, unfortunately lacks any memories pertaining to sailing. Luckily, I am quite experienced with a leadership position. Oh, Commander!
대장이 아니다.
I am no commander. I am your captain. Altis, down. Bad Altis. Get down. You are not the manager.
관리자님,
Executive Manager, allow me to briefly assume your authority so that I may lead this vessel and as its temporary captain. She continued before I even had a chance to reply.
자, 들어라.
Attention!
하라는 것은
Sailing, that is to say, the act of travelling across bodies of water. Oh lordy. After an indeterminate amount of time.
라는 것이다.
And that concludes the fundamentals of sailing. Have you been taking notes, men?
후비죠, 후비죠.
Snore, snore.
어!
Oh!
마치 모험하는 것 같지 않은가?
Torch trays, that was the best timing! I thought that sound came from Don Quixote! I thought that little gaming sound was just because Don Quixote was so happy. 10 out of 10, thank you so much for that timing. Thank you for the raid. And thank you for the follow. Oh, marvellous! Quite a considerable amount of new knowledge I have acquired. 'Tis akin to an adventure, is it not?
거친 파도 속
'Twas one of mine humble 863 old dreams to sail the Great Lake as an adventurer, like a challenger of storms, a queller of rogue waves. 863 old dreams. Don! I would like you to write down every single one. Such an exact number of aspirations you have. Yes, Yi-san.
오티스님, 질문이 있습니다.
Altis, ma'am, I have a question.
좋다.
Yes, you are recognized.
저
Uh,
복잡하게 생긴 레버는
what's that
무엇인가요?
complicated lever over there?
나도 궁금했다네.
Ah, yes, it has been a riddle in mine head as well. What may be the function of that peculiar device?
혹시 누르면
Oh,
배에서
perchance, shall it load and fire a volley of cannonballs at the press of a button? Ka-cha! Poo-poo-pa! A lever of transformative variety? It shall be an auspicious day in which we are availed sight of this contraption in action. Altis does not know what it is.
오티스 씨?
Altis?
요새 들어 쓸데없이 겉멋 만들고
I've been seeing more and more of these of late. These are so-called bleeding-edge technologies, are hollow inventions that have nothing to show for it besides being pretty exteriors. A blind pursuit of convenience breeds increased risk. There is nothing but ruin at the end of the road paved with over-reliance on these bleeding-edge technologies, further fueled in the furnace of bolts and engine roll, the ship's blood and sweat. A combined force of the commanding officers' decisive leadership and their subordinates' firm loyalty. Blood and what now? That is how proper workshops of tradition and history are supposed to be run. Now that is how true comrades are born.
이해는 안
I
되지만
don't know what
멋있어요.
she's talking
가슴에 뭔가
about,
울림이 느껴져요.
but that was kind of cool. I can feel something rising from deep within my chest. Oh, we got an Altis speech. Motivational Altis speech. Commander! I mean, Captain! This bleeding edge technology is bleating like a mule. Whatever shall we do? I believe that is the alarm for danger. I, Altis, shall prove it to the world that I don't need this high-tech junk to sail. Now, Sea Woman Don Quixote, set the power lever to maximum output. Power level to maximum output. Aye, aye, Captain. Seaman Sinclair, set the helm to the neutral position. Hit the switch. Set the helm to the neutral position. Set the helm to the neutral position and hit the switch.
가자!
Let's go!
엔진 완전히 침몰.
The engine has fallen silent.
자동 항해 기능이 중지되었군요.
The automatic navigation
오래된
system
모듈이라
has failed.
재부팅을 하려면
That's
약
good,
5시간이
Trace. Thank you
소요됩니다.
for the follow. Don't mind me, it was doing short Limbus stream 17 hours? Good lord, go to bed. Is it my stream anniversary? Is it? Is it? Sleeping is important. You should do it. The automatic navigation system has failed. It's an old model. Rebooting will be complete in approximately 5 hours.
운전수를 버린 벌이야.
That's what you get for abandoning your bus driver. Wait, so we're stuck here?
그럴 리가요. 자동 항해
Of
기능이
course not.
메피스토 팰리스 엔진에 녹아들었기 때문에
Mephistopheles'
엔진이
engine may
기동하는 건
be
어렵겠지만 배는 움직일 수 있습니다.
inoperable. As it has melded with the automatic navigation system, the ship itself can still
수동으로
move.
전환하면 될
We still
뿐입니다.
have a manually activated backup power system on standby. So Altis broke it? Is that what we're saying? Altis was too busy being a grandma. This newfangled technology, I don't need that to go anywhere. And then she broke it. Ooh. Ooh. There were things at the top.
자, 제군들. 이런
Now, men,
세상에서 가장
clear
중요한
orders and
명확한
solidarity
지휘.
are of
그
paramount
단합에
importance in time like these.
영 하면 오른발을,
Right leg,
왼발을
heave!
돌리도록.
Left leg, ho! Let's go!
영,
Heave!
차,
Ho!
영.
Heave! Heave.
How
How is it fair that you get to stand there barking orders at us while we're peddling our bums off?
어리석군.
A most
선장의
dim-witted
체력 손실,
question.
부하 전원의
A captain
위험을
must
불러일으키고
preserve her strength or risk putting her subordinates in danger.
체력을 보존하기 위해
That's precisely why I am refraining from partaking in this collaborative effort myself.
네가 언제부터 대장이었냐?
Since when were you our commander? Well, she did say she's the captain, not the commander. Oh no. Oh no! Ryoshu, please don't be angry.
슬슬
Those damn seagulls can flock off already.
그냥 저 거지 같은 갈매기들.
How about we kidnap them seagulls and train them to pedal the generator? Sounds great!
어이, 잘난 파우스트.
Oi, Faust! Smart ass!
사람이요.
I thought you were a genius. Make it so.
네 머리로 금방
That should
뚝딱
be easy
만들어낼 수
peasy
있는
for
거
you
아니야?
brilliant intellect. No.
불가능은 아니지만
I could make it happen, indeed, yet I do not,
기초적인 배변 훈련부터
as it is
시켜야
inefficient.
하니까요.
Rudimentary toilet training will be the first step in making them viable as a consistent source of labour.
카론, 심심해.
Sharon's
카론은 운전하고
bored.
싶은데.
Sharon wants to vroom vroom. There is no vroom vroom on the ocean, my sweet girl. I'm so sorry.
교체. 운전기사인
I'm
네가
tagging
발전기를
out.
돌려라.
You're the driver, so do your
심심해하던
job.
잘 됐고.
That should keep you occupied a while.
어머, 감당되나?
Are you sure it got
그러면
that?
하루가 가만히 있지
Virgie's not gonna let
않을
that
텐데.
slide. You know how he
면담하고
gets
싶어?
about a consultation, you know?
아이씨.
Wait, let's think about this for a hot minute.
그래. 아니 왜 이렇게 땀을 흘려가면서
Let's think about the actual
돌리고 있어야
reason we're
돼.
sweating,
근본적인
peddling the
원인을
crap
따져보란
out of the
말이야.
generator, huh?
모든 결과에 일일이 원인과 책임을 따져보는
To
것은
nitpick and
그림
seek someone to
최종
take
결과가
fall for
성공적이라면
every little
그
thing
전의
is
것들은 전부
a
과정에
stinking
불과하게
thought.
되니까.
All that happens on the road to success is merely part of the process.
아니 탓을
Look,
하자는 게 아니라 애초에
I'm
왜
not
이렇게
saying we
쫓기듯이
should play
손을
the billing
내려놓는
game.
말이야.
I'm just wondering why we're peddling so damn hard to begin with. It's not like there's something coming after us.
우리의 목적지는
We're heading towards one of the largest ports of Yukop, and we know exactly where it is and how to get there.
그 항구가 움직이는 것도 아니고
It's not like the
왜
port's
그렇게
gonna
서둘러야
sail
하는
away,
건데?
right? Why all this urgency?
아니 그렇잖아. 응?
I mean,
이
am I
잔잔한
wrong?
겨울 한복판에 뭐 갑자기
The Great Lakes are very tranquil so far. It's not like some...
예고장을 보낸 것도 아니고.
Gregor! Do you not know better? It's not like some monsters that are gonna appear and attack us, right?
축적된 경험들로 인해 어느 정도 직감이 발달하게 된 것
It appears that your consolidation field of experience has evolved into a form of intuition. Fascinating, Gregor.
Huh?
What?
파우스트는 이를
Faust finds this
긍정적인
development
변화라고
optimistic.
여깁니다. 우리는 앞으로
We must exit this area within
이
the next
구역을
10
벗어나야
minutes.
해요.
We are falling somewhat behind the
그러니까
forecast of my predictions.
예상의 예상보다
Okay, that was ominous.
하지만 구체적인
Why
시간까지
precisely
제시하는
10
이유는
minutes?
대호수의 규칙 때문입니다.
The laws of the Great Lake.
오, 역시.
Oh, I
그
knew
규칙
it! It's
때문인가?
those darn laws of the Great Lake again, huh?
로자,
Your foreknowledge
당신이
of the
데우스의
laws of the
규칙을
Great
알고 있을
Lake is
거라는
an
예측은
unexpected
없었는데
development, Rodion. Quite
직감이
difficult to believe
이런
that.
방향으로 발달할 수
Even with
있다고
the
보기는
consolidated experience, our intuition would...
미안. 이번에는 아는 척 좀
Sorry, I just wanted to look like I was in on it for... I knew she didn't know about it! I knew! She's so good at just blagging for fun. Sorry, I just wanted to look like I was in on it for once. Girl gets tired of asking every time, you know. The Great
유사의
Lake of
대우수에는
Ucorp
반드시
laws
지켜져야만
that
하는 규칙이 있습니다.
must never be broken.
그리고
And yes,
그레고르 씨의
the
말씀과
port
달리
can and will
항구는
sail away,
움직인답니다.
Gregor.
뭐?
It's a
하다하다
bloody
호수에서도
lake.
규칙이 있다고?
What laws could it possibly have?
규칙을 어기는 학생이 있으면
What are
호수에서
the lake
매라도
cop?
들고
What?
오기라도 해?
Are the lake coppers gonna come spank the bad boys with a stick for breaking class rules?
징징거리는 새끼.
Corporate
뭐,
punishment!
하는 규칙은 없어? 귀따가
There better be a law that lets me SYNC, whiny brat. My ears are starting to bleed. Guys, knock it off. I could almost hear a well-timed sigh followed by an honest rebuttal, piercing words. It was like someone recorded her sigh and played it in my head. Oh. It is strange having Ishmael be so quiet. It's a little scary. Faust and Rodion don't interact directly too much, but when they do, it's kind of funny. They have a funny relationship. But Ishmael was nowhere to be seen on deck. So if there's anything you want from now on, state it clearly. She wasn't kidding. Ishmael remained in her room, not a peep to be seen or nor heard despite the commotion. Not appearing once through all that's happened since the
설명을
incident.
드리고 싶지만 그보다
As much as I would like
이
to
구역을
provide you with
벗어나는
an
것이
explanation,
우선된다는 걸
leaving this zone
말씀드리고
takes
싶네요.
precedence.
금방의 대화로 소모할
According
시간을
to my
계산했을 때
calculations, our last conversation
남은 건
left us
7분
with
정도입니다.
7 minutes.
구역을 벗어나려면
We are approximately
직선 거리로
15k away
15km
from the edge of the
남았다.
zone as the crow
한
flies.
사람당 시속
Each
10km
person
이상의
must pedal
추진력을
to generate
담당할 수
enough energy to
있어야만
travel at least
안전하게
10
넘어갈 수 있다.
kilometers per hour if we are to escape in
번호에
time.
따라 단합이 잘 되는 거.
Wonderful. I'd love to see some proper teamwork for once.
로시한테 목적지가 바로 눈앞에 있다.
Hey, Roginate! Our destination is nigh! Gallop on!
왜 저렇게 힘이 넘치는
Where
거야?
does that girl get her energy from? I think I'm done for. Just go on ahead without me.
놓고 갈 공간이
And leave you
그러세요.
where we're on a ship. Ugh.
그 정도 강도에서의 페달링에는 복식 호흡이
Diet.
가장 효과적이다.
Diaphragmatic breathing is conducive to maintaining constant speed in an exercise of this
시속
intensity,
10km 정도를 담당하는 추진력에서는 그렇죠.
especially more so when
좀
each
더
sinner is
부하가
responsible for about 10
코어와 입을
kilometers per
모두
hour of
써야만 했을
energy
겁니다.
output. Any higher and it would have required hypernear to maintain that speed.
자기는 안 지쳐.
I love that kind of anime face with just the one Faust has here, the bored face with no mouth, just the whole like. I am done. I am here. Like Mephi too. Not Mephi, Charon. Mephi's the bus. Charon's the Charon. You never get tired, girl. No. 3 minutes remaining now.
무슨 일이 일어나는지도 모르면서 이렇게 힘만
no.
빼는 게 의미가 있어?
We don't even know what happens in 3 minutes. Why are we doing this? She said there's no time. Just step on it with your life.
하루는 부릉부릉하고
Charon
싶었어.
wanted to vroom vroom.
이건
This
따릉따릉이야.
is squeak squeak.
따릉따릉.
Squeak squeak.
재미없어.
That's no fun.
콧노래 부르면서 노동하는 것도 좋은 활력이 되네요.
I didn't know how energizing work songs could be. They've got a spin class going on here.
뭐야? 왜 이렇게 안 지치는 사람이
Oh,
많아?
how do you guys have so much energy
저희
left?
집안에서 강제로 받아온 수련에 비하면
It's not even a warm-up compared to the training my family forced me to do. You lot, show your gobs and pedal!
앞으로 남은 시간은 30초.
30 seconds remaining.
30초.
Seconds.
박진감이 넘치는
I was wondering what this yellow was, what this white thing was. Ah, this is quite the thrill. Now this is true adventure.
이렇게 거대한 적에게 돌진하는
Tis like charging an overwhelming colossal enemy, is it no? Ah!
말과 호흡을 아껴야 한다.
Save your words, your breathing, remain in the flow. Breathe in, out, breathe in, out, breathe in, out, breathe in, out, breathe in, out.
들이마시고 내쉬고.
How much time?
앞으로 10초.
10 seconds remaining.
4초.
4 seconds.
보통은 이
Oh.
타이밍에서
You're not doing it by multiples of 5.
다들 입 다물고
Look alive, deckhands! Put your backs into it! Toil, men! Toil! Somehow, we managed to escape the zone before Faust counted down to 0. Sinners immediately threw themselves to the deck of the ship like limp puppets, while some looked like they'd just taken a quick rest at the park. So, we made it somehow, but I don't see any sign of those laws. Am I missing something? Frau? Faust?
설마 규칙이고 뭐고
I swear, if this law of the Great Lake dribble somehow was some hogwash you made up,
그를 그냥 개처럼 부려먹을 작정이었다면
just to make this
진심으로
journey go a
가만두지 않아.
tad faster, I'm gonna seriously. Squeak. Sorry, you know I have to do this. You know it's important. Look at the little friend! This is wonderful. Obviously, the tentacles and stuff, that's not good. And the fact that tentacles have teeth and mouths more than they have suckers, that's pretty awful, but that little guy makes it all better, you know? Just a little guy. Little blobfish. The tranquil surface we just pedaled through was gone, as though it was never even there. In its place was an immense something. Blobfish Quixote! Teeth instead of suckers is definitely more painful. Yeah. Its innumerable legs or tentacles writhed, raising above the lake's surface. I couldn't even tell where the thing ended and where the lake began. Oh, forgotten sigh, but I get it right now. Yeah. Thank you for the follow. Did it burst from the lake, or were we traveling unawares on its body this whole time? Ah! I couldn't even find the right word to describe the magnitude of that thing. Its appearance set waves across the water, all the way to the zone we were in. I will do my best not to misname you. Mistopheles shook violently as though it was about to capsize. It needed not to be said that the sinners on the deck were given an untimely shower.
와우.
Oh,
조금만 더 늦었다간
that was too
모두가
close.
과자부스럽게 꼴이
We were
되었겠어.
almost pancaked. Great chapter for those last phobia. Yep. Well, no adventure is complete without a chariot. Peril, of course.
만조.
And
이
B.
정도는 되어야 날뛸 맛이
Now
나지.
this is more like it.
만일 저것이 우리를 한 번 더 공격하려
We have
한다면
no chance of weathering a single strike from one of its limbs.
아니, 저것은
No.
이곳에서는
But
우리를
it will
내버려
leave us
둘
alone
거야.
as long as we are here.
그게 대호수의
That's the law of the
규칙이니까.
Great Lake.
이제 미뤄뒀던 설명을 할 수 있겠군요.
Now we have time for my explanations.
유사 대우수의 규칙은 여러
Though the
가지지만
laws of the Great Lake are
지금 필요한
numerous,
설명을 간단하게
I will
말하죠.
rely on the I will only relay permanent information for now.
한 호수에서 일정
Lingering
시간 이상
longer
머무를
than
경우
a predetermined
각
amount of
호수만의
time in
파도가
a single
운영합니다.
lake will cause one to be struck by the waves of each lake. Waves? That didn't look like any waves I've seen before.
호수와 호수 사이를 넘어가는 것
There are
또한
also laws
정해져 있는
governing the
시간과
time and
조건이
direction in
각각
which ships
존재합니다.
are permitted to cross the borders between the lakes.
뭐야?
Wait up, so if
그러면
we ever just
어디에 멈춰
come
있기만
to
하면
a stop for a
반드시
bit, that octopus
문어다리 같은 건데 당한다는
octopus
거잖아.
tentacle thing will just whack us?
그래서
Precisely.
당연하게도
Thus, it naturally
호수
follows
위의
that
모든
everything on the Great Lake
규칙에
is in
맞추어
a constant
위치를
state of
바꿔갑니다.
motion to position itself according to the laws. I know, like, Altis could have had the whole, like, lecture about the boat beforehand. We could have had this lecture beforehand.
그
But
목표를
no,
향해 가는
no one ever
방법도
tells us
그것은
anything we
맞죠.
need to
우리를
know
안내하죠.
before we need to know it. Obviously, that would be silly. The route towards our destination will also change accordingly.
혹시
I
그 규칙이라는
get
것에 대해
it. Like,
정리되어 있는 건 없나요?
A written list of
제
these
방에는
laws.
유모가 가문의
My nanny
규칙이
used to
적힌
stick a piece
종이를
of paper
붙여두곤
with our
했어요.
family rules in my
완전히
room.
지키긴
Not that I could
어려웠지만
follow them at all, but that's when I heard the door open. Whoever opened it did so with obvious irritation.
기억 후 파도가 왔었나 보네요.
The waves finally
그렇죠.
hit, huh? Ishmael? After such a long period of isolation, Ishmael staggered out of her room at last.
대호수의 규칙은
You can't
고장
just
노트에
scribble the
몇 줄
laws of the Great
적는다고
Lake
해결될
down on a
사소하고
notepad and
간단한
call it a
내용이
day.
아니에요.
Each
대호수
lake has
자체의 규칙은
a wildly
간단하지만
different set of laws,
각 호수의
even
규칙은
though the
점차
overarching
만들어니까.
laws govern the Great Lake are pretty straightforward.
애초에
More
허가 없이
importantly,
대호수의 규칙에
you should
대해
know that
문자로 기록하는 것
unauthorized
자체가 유사히 잘
recording
알려진
of
금기기도
the
하고요.
laws is one of UCorp's better known taboos.
그렇다면 몸에 새기면 되겠군.
Then my body will remember
만약
it.
새긴다는 의미가
Tattooing them on your
경험이
body,
아닌 문신의 의미라면
if that is what you're
그
referring
또한
to, is
문제가
also
됩니다. 해당
prohibited.
사례로 유사의
Taboo
금기
hunters of
사냥꾼들이
UCorp
파견된
have
적도
been sent to
있으니까요.
pursue individuals who have
모든 규칙은
attempted
구전으로만
precisely
옮겨지는
that.
편이 안전합니다.
It is best that we do not produce any written records of their laws. What have you been doing all this time, Ishmael?
작사를 갈고 있었어요.
Wetting my harpoon. Your harpoon?
더
Why?
날카로워야 하니까요.
Because I need it to be sharper.
스치기만 해도 살아있다는 사실이
Because I'll
후회스러울
give her
정도로
the kind of pain that makes her wish she was dead. She'll feel it, even from the smallest cuts.
그럼 그냥 처박히긴 하지 왜 기어 나오는
Why don't you
건데?
spare us from your misery and crawl back into your hole?
그대로 처박혀 있다간
I'm
녹아내려
afraid if I
흔적도
did
없어진
that,
당신들을
I'd
구경할 것
later
같아서요.
emerge to a deck littered with your melted, unrecognizable
별로
flesh.
유쾌하지 않거든요.
And I'm not
그런 걸
raring
보는 건.
to see a sight like that again.
그리고
Besides,
구수에 대해 뭣도 모르는
watching you
사람들끼리
landsmen
배를
waste time
주물럭거리면서
tinkering
시간만
with a
축내는
ship you don't
꼬락서리를
even understand,
저는 못
wasting
봐주겠습니다.
precious time has been unbearable. Even though it's been a long time since the incident at the boatworks, her biting yet anxious lectures have not dulled at all. I was afraid that she might stir up trouble among the sinners again. Okay, fine. But she was here with the rest of us, and I wanted to believe that was more than enough. I decided not to question her further.
이럴 줄 알았죠.
I had a feeling this would happen. Ishmael walked up to the helm.
뭐 하는 거지?
What are you doing?
이 배는 순항 중이다.
We are smooth sailing at the moment. Northbound breeze is pushing us along.
그렇게 보일 수도 있겠네요.
I guess it could look that way to some people.
생각이라는 건
Simple,
그렇게
one-dimensional,
일차원적이고 뻔한
predictable
편이니까.
ground pounders like you.
이 새끼가
You little...
지금 이
How dare
오티스에
you insult my... Altis, let's hear her out.
운이 좋군.
You got lucky, swabby. Okay, Ishmael. Tell us how we are not smoothly sailing. We've got the wind at our
바람 때문이
backs.
아니죠.
That's no wind.
우리는 끌려가고 있는 거예요.
We're getting dragged. Dragged? By what? Yeah, she called Odysseus a grandpa. I know, right? But she's Ishmael, so... Those ships. That was great. Oh! I love it. It's starting off nice and silly. I like nice and silly. We haven't had a fight yet. Just like Ishmael said, two massive vessels were approaching us not far from where we were. We're not exactly on a collision course with them, though. Ishmael didn't entertain me with an answer. Instead, she took the helm and threw it wildly in one direction. Whoa! The skill! Splashy drift?
배에도 드리프트가 있었나?
I didn't know ships could drift like a bus. Yeah, Altis is hiding a lot. I'm very curious what Altis's canto is going to be like. Altis doesn't talk a lot. Altis talks a lot, but like, she talks a lot and doesn't say much.
카론, 놀랐어.
Karen impressed. Redhead not bad.
경쟁자가 생겼군, 카론.
You have competition, Sharon.
아니, 잠깐만.
Hold up.
이상하군.
That's weird. She
방향을
turned the
꺾었는데도
helm all the way.
왜 저 배들 사이로
Why are
우리가
we still
이동하지?
headed between those two ships?
뱃머리가
It's like we're
미동도 하지 않아요.
stuck on rails. Though Ishmael turned Mephistopheles' helm around to the opposite direction of the two ships, we were getting dragged even faster by them. Then there was nothing we could do. There was nothing we could do about it.
설마
Ishi,
레버를 반대로
Tell
당긴
me
건
you
아니지?
hit the reverse gear.
벤진은 껐어요.
I turned the engine off.
뭐?
What? The king is a politician, that's true.
배들이 합쳐지는 건가요?
Oh, those ships are melding into one another.
야이 미친 새끼야!
You
지금
bloody
짜증나게
loon!
생겼는데 그런 한가로운 감정이 나와?
That's what you gotta say. We're about to get squashed like
어이
bugs.
물개.
You,
큰 소리를
Swabby.
그렇게 치더니
Oh, what happened to all that bravado from earlier?
좀 닥쳐요.
Shut up.
잡아당겨지고 있을 때를 최대한
I'm going
이용할
to
거예요.
use the moment of the pull when it's strongest to get us out of here and...
부딪힌다.
We're gonna crash! Now! Immediately before the crash, Ishmael revved the engine and adjusted several levers in a series of decisive motions for speeding us between and past the two vessels.
뒤쪽이
The back of our ship. The ship's stern was crushed, but it was better than getting completely sandwiched between those two
이
ships.
정도라면
Mephistopheles'
회복이
engine
가능할
can
수준입니다.
reconstruct damage of this severity within the next few
아니,
days.
지금 보니까
Wait, this is more than just
파괴된
some
정도가 아니라
damage.
통째로 뽑혀나가는.
It's like they deleted part of our ship,
마치 처음부터 그곳에
Gone.
있지 아니했던 것
as though it was
같소.
never been a part of the ship's blueprint. It took another look at where the stern used to be. It was as the sinners said. The stern wasn't crushed, it was effectively deleted, as though it had never been there. It left a bizarre-looking cross-section
유사의
behind.
특이점. 공명굽세의 특징이죠.
It's U-Corp's singularity, the resonance tuning fork.
이곳의 배들은
Ships operating in the Great Lake can merge and separate when needed,
목적에 따라
as
언제
though
하나였냐는
they've
것처럼
always been a
분리되기도
single
하니까요.
vessel, or as though they've never been parts of the same ship.
저 정도 크기의 배들이 쓰는
Resonance
공명굽세
tuning
정도라면
forks by
우리처럼
vessels of that
공명굽세가
size are
없거나
strong enough to pull
주파수가 안
smaller
맞는 배들을
boats
그대로
with
삼켜버리는
without
일이
tuning
빈번하죠.
forks like ours, or even ones with tuning forks with mismatching wavelengths.
아 이런 명령이 내려지지도
Oh,
않았는데
right. Apologies for
운전대를
taking the
잡게
helm
되었네요.
without your orders,
관리자.
manager. No, don't. You just saved all of our lives.
뭐
I
그러려던
wasn't
건
trying
아니긴
to, but
하지만요.
thank you for understanding anyway.
아
Oh, and
시키지 않은 설명이 나오는
please
것까지
accept my
이해 좀 해주세요.
apologies for giving
워낙
unsolicited
땡땡거리는 소리가
advice.
시끄러워서.
A certain somebody
배
won't stop
한가운데에서
flapping her
귀마개를 할
gums
순
at me,
없잖아요.
so I had to. It's not like I can plug my ears in the middle of a voyage, right?
전장에서 입이 거린 사람은
I've had my share of blunt, foul-mouthed talk during the war. She's not the first to do so.
실력만 뛰어나다면
Doesn't matter.
그러는 걸.
As long as she can live up to her words, no need to get in the way, I suppose.
죄송합니다, 관리자님.
I'm sorry, executive manager.
잠시.
I must
잠시만.
take a short break.
어찌 풀이 죽은 것이오.
Crestfallen commander, I mean captain!
시끄럽다.
Silence, executive.
처음부터 대장은
Executive manager is our commanding officer now. Always been. Oh, Outie. Downcast and shoulders slumped, Outis made her way into the ship's cabins, formerly the bus cabins.
목적지에 거의 다 왔군요.
Our destination is near.
일사의 5대 항구 중
Welcome to one of
하나인
the 5 great ports
청새치
of U-Corp,
항구선입니다.
the Marlin port. Faust's voice was dry and emotionless, as though what just happened didn't affect her one
와
bit.
정말 크네요.
Wow, that's so
지금까지
big!
제가 보았던 배 중에
That has to
손에
be one of
꼽을
the
정도로
biggest ships I've
커다란걸요?
ever seen. Honglu was right. We were approaching a massive ship, so large it could be mistaken for an island. Whichever was the case, it was clear that the port was a megastructure built from countless metal shipping
안개가
containers.
거치니 비로소
Mist
보이지 않던
fades,
것이
and what
보이는구려.
was unseen before unveils
이런
itself.
커다란 것까지 가릴
I
줄이야.
scarcely did expect the pall to shroud a structure such as this. Ship?
저 정도 규모면 이미
I don't know.
바람을
Can we
벗어나 보이는데.
really call it a ship at this point? I can't help but agree there. Ishmael, does that count as a ship in the Great Lake?
대호수에서 자꾸 육지 상식을
Your
꺼내봐야
landsman common
소용없어.
sense is useless in the Great Lake.
공명굽세를 쓴다면
Ships that
저런
use
배는 밥 먹듯이 볼
resonance tuning
테니까요.
forks like those
고래고기
are
먹듯이라도
as
해야
common as crime are in the back alleys. Or, I guess, common as the whales are in the Great Lake. I really look forward to meeting a whale. I want to meet a whale. Not a gatcha whale, but like an actual whale. I want to meet a boat whale. Kidnappers? Oh no. Oh lord, we're gonna have to fight. No, wait. No, wait, no, wait, no, wait.
출발인가?
And then I wanna support Yisang bullets. Yes, go.
죽음 충동 억제, 관념 봉인.
자, 그럼 여기서 잠시.
Well then, this is why we go our separate ways for a short while.
나와 카로는
Sharon and I have business to attend to here.
볼일?
Business?
왜? 또 무슨 일인데?
Why? What is it this time?
이너 향수나 살까?
I'm looking to buy some mermaid perfume. Let's leave it at that. Virgil has said, looking straight at the advertisement before us. Bottles of mermaid perfume extracted straight from their left fins. Special discount. Oh, art thou planning to procure some for us as well? Quite curious I am of that mermaid perfume. What other curiosities of the Great Lake awaits us, I wonder?
고래와
A
인어를
significant
이용한
source of
상품들이
income
주
for the
수입원으로
people of
사용되고
U-Corp
있어요.
comes from selling whale
기름,
and mermaid
인어
products.
눈물,
Whale oil,
향수,
mermaid tears, mermaid
고래 요리 등등
perfumes,
다양하죠.
whale cuisine, and more. to list a few examples. Oh no! I spy a purveyor of iced creams over yonder!
덩어리 고래맛 아이스크림.
Sardine whale flavored ice cream. How is that appetizing to you?
보기에는 이상해도 의외로 먹을만해.
Sardines are quite the savoury nosh, even if they do have a funny look to them. Alas, I am more keen to learn of the flavours of marlin whale ice cream.
길잡이께서는 이번에도 동행하지 않는 것이요.
Will you not accompany to our destination, dear guide?
길잡이라는
I've done my job as your guide.
올바른 방향을
I
가리켜.
point you in the right direction, and that's where my responsibilities end. It's not my job to accompany you all the way there.
틀리지는 않으나
Well, you may be correct. Your words come across as rather impersonal.
올바르게 들었어, 이상.
Then you heard me right, Yi-sang. I don't intend to make friends with any of you, nor do I want to.
나 참.
Don't let
이런
these small talks give you the wrong impression.
정 같은 소리.
But Yi-sang wants to make friends with everyone now because he's a sweetie.
파우스트 씨.
Now, Miss Faust.
저희를 기다리는 분들이
Our
계십니다.
allies are expecting us.
미리 파견 나온
The
LCCB
before team on the
직원들로부터
ground will relay us to the location of the lobotomy corp branch housing the Golden Borough.
전달받은 마지막 접선
According to our
위치에
last
따르면
communication, they should be waiting for us there.
좀
This
수상해요.
place is a bit spooky. Is this not Pinky Middle?
아무도 안 보이는데? 어떻게 된 거야, 파우?
I don't see anyone here. What's up with that foul?
저를 의심스럽게
I
생각하시는
can tell
말
from your tone that you doubt me.
전달받은
This
장소는
is the location I was relayed.
그럼 이번에
So we
우리가
got here
먼저
first.
도착한 건가?
Bloody brilliant. Before the before team, more like belated team, innit?
정확히 정정하자면 저희 쪽에서
Allow me to
1시간
make a minor
30분가량
correction.
늦었습니다.
We arrived an hour and 30 minutes behind schedule.
이상.
Huh.
지난번
Odd.
제2사에서 만난
LCCB agents we met back at Jacob were already on the scene, and I'm sure that comment reminded everyone of the same duo. It did for me too. Thinking about them even for a brief moment is snoring.
숙면을 취하기로 한 것 같다.
It appears they have elected to sleep in lieu of our appearance. Effie, Sword. We didn't deserve you two. They didn't deserve us either, to be honest. They deserved better. Ain't none of you gotta watch. Hey, what's the hell wrong with you lot?
미안하오.
Apologies.
급히 향하다.
In our
예상치
hurry,
못한
we
사고에
happened upon an
휘말리는 바람에
unforeseen mishap on our journey here. Why don't you take that into account before you left?
일찍 출발했어야지.
Someone from the corner of the shipping container rises from their nap and stretches. They sound oddly aggressive.
아이쿠 이런.
My. Honglu, wait.
명찰이 삐뚤어져 있잖아요.
Your badge is
안정한
upside
내무새는 언제나
down.
중요하니까요.
Remember to always keep your appearance tidy.
어라? 명찰에 질척거리는 게.
What's this sticky red thing on your... On his chest, hung upside down, LCCB agent badge. It was soaked in blood. We didn't even get to meet these ones before they got murdered. Stop making me yawn. I hope the badge would have more dramatic effect. Let's see, Limbus Company before team leader. The fool was loitering around in our territory, I gotta say. It was bravely stupid.
볼품없는 연출이라
That sorry
걸리적거리는
production was an insult to art.
하기 전에
Get to the point
본론부터
before I
말해.
SYNC.
어휴, 이 지각한 놈들이 성이
Ugh,
뜨뜻하네.
lads.
들어봐.
So tardy yet so impatient. Why don't you first give us a listen?
너희
You're looking for the
황금은
golden
뭐를 찾고 있지?
whatchamacallit, aren't you? Indubitably. What have you done with the team leader?
아, 목숨은
Hold
잘
yours is
붙었으니까
now.
염려 마시고.
Lads alive and well.
인질 협상을 하자는 거로군.
This is a hostage negotiation then.
우리가 사람
Ah, this ain't my first ransom rodeo, if
야,
you know what I mean.
간단해.
It's simple.
돈을 주면 당신
Give
내
us the
친구를
cash,
구해준다.
or return your friend.
안 주면
We don't get the
친구
cash.
뼈는 이곳이
We
바로
don't give you your
반짝이
friend.
되어버리겠지.
We give your friend an impromptu burial in a shipping container right here.
납치범이었냐?
Kidnappers, eh?
자식들.
Pieces of shite.
오, 잠깐.
Whoa! I wouldn't do that if I were you, laddie.
말보다 몸이
Think
먼저
think
나가시는
before you act,
네,
eh?
협상이
Oh
잘못될
god, not the
경우에도
pirates. Not the
친구는
pirates, they do a number on
반짝이냐.
my throat. Anything goes wrong and your best friend and your friend bites it.
돈만 깔끔하게 주면
It's very
너희는
straightforward.
불륜한 친구랑
If you do as me
그
as so
무엇이든지
myself,
가시든가 하면 되는
just
거야.
as if I do say
숨겨라.
so myself, just do as we say, and ye and your friend, if yours continue on your merry adventure, get back to finding your golden watch, we call it.
그럼 우리가 맛집은
Else we'll even
풀코스로
throw in a full
서비스로.
gourmet tour guide for you, just to sweeten the deal.
버러지가.
You bloody maggot.
자자.
Okay, gotcha.
그쪽이
I
말하는
see what's
거는
going
충분히
on
알았으니까
here. Give us some time to
우리끼리 잠깐 얘기
discuss,
좀
why
나눌게.
don't you? Look, there's no point in escalating this. It'll do nothing but draw unnecessary attention to us.
정말 납치된 LCCB 대원이 죽기라도 하면
And if our impulsive actions get that LCCB agent
상황이 우리에게
killed,
불리한 건 사실이다.
true. They hold the upper hand in this
황금가지에
negotiation.
대해 자세히
But I
알지도
don't
못한
believe these fools know much about the Golden
돈이 될
Borough.
것 같은 자를 납치한 것 같고
They likely kidnapped him by chance, thinking they could get a hefty ransom out of
지금껏
him.
황금가지를 빼앗으려는 악인들.
Though we have come across many men and women of evil nature in our adventure, such brazen villainy has hereforth not been encountered.
얄팍한 알맹이 없는
How
장난질이
classless. It's grotesque without a cause. Grotesquerie without a cause. Charging them head on will only sick their friends after us. Friends who may be involved with a powerful local syndicate.
유사에 대한 정보가 거의 없는 우리에게는
Our chance of
상당히
victory
불리해진다.
is slim should such an event come to pass. We do not possess enough intel on UCorp to effectively maneuver the
그러게.
situation.
조직의 크기가 얼마나 될지도
Yeah, we don't even
모르겠고
know how big the syndicate
대사를
behind this
들으니까
guy
한두 번
is,
해본
but
솜씨도 아니어
from the
보였지.
way he said his lines, this probably isn't the first time he's doing this, right?
그런 거라면 규모가
There's
작은
also a
조직일 수도
chance they're
있다는
just
거
small fries,
아닌가요?
isn't there?
규모가 작으면 그냥
If
싹
they're
다
small
조지면
fries,
끝날
let's crush them.
일이잖아.
We'll hit
인질
them before they
처리하고도
even
전에.
have a chance to lay a finger on the hostage.
아니 그 말대로
No,
규모가 크지
it
않더라도
could mean
또
that
다른
their
고춧가루가 될
syndicate
수
may be
있다.
so small and scattered
참
it's impossible to be traced.
추적하기도 어려울 정도로 소규모일 수 있다는 거지.
Ryoshu is our villain. She gets a pass. So we don't know anything. Great.
정말로
Are they really
저희가
going
돈을 안
to
주면-
if we don't pay up?
저런 것들을 수틀리면
Bastard, I know their
지금의
kind.
실체도 영원히
Scum
못
like them
찾게.
are around every corner of the
어디
city.
가나 있는 더러운
If it goes
버러지들.
cock up, they'll kill the hostage and won't even leave a body for us to find. All kinds of images and ominous speculation began to overwhelm us. The so-called kidnappers were crowding amongst themselves, giggling and chattering. They knew that our options were limited. Okay then, I'm going to start off by asking how much they want. We're out of our element. The best we can do is try to gather some more information, at least. Huh. A short, exasperated sigh escaped Ishmael's lips. She had been standing here this whole time, arms crossed over her harpoon that rested on her
돈을
chest.
주겠다.
You're going to
저것들한테요?
pay them?
기분이
Those
미치신
bastards?
거죠?
Are you crazy? What else can we do? Even now, the
변명은
hostage.
관심 없고요.
Oh, I don't care about your excuses.
이게
I only care to
관리자님이
know
내리신
if this
최선의
really is the best
판단.
course of action you can come
맞아요?
up with.
판단에 대한 의심은
Any doubts about the manager's decisions
불필요하다.
are unnecessary. Yeah,
네?
you're as predictable as
판단은
always.
곧 명령이다.
Executive manager's decisions are orders. To doubt them is insubordination, Ishmael.
네 놈이 얼마나
It doesn't
뛰어난
matter
물기든 간에
how competent of a sea dog you are. Okay,
그럴 수도 있고요.
if you say so,
나한테
but
직접
who
해라 말라 하는
cares?
말
They've not
없었으니
given me an order. They
상관없다고
didn't
생각하는데.
forbid me from not doing anything. So what's your problem here?
도저히
I just can't sit here and watch this play out. Ishmael strode towards the kidnappers. It was plain from her tone and expression she did not care one bit about what the others said.
명령불복종에 대한 처벌은
I'll gladly accept the consequences. She shot me a fleeting glance before raising her harpoon. For insubordination, manager! Stabbed in the face! Boop boop. Then thrust her well-sharpened harpoon right into the kidnapper's forehead. The entire course of her action from start to finish was so full of absolute confidence that no one even thought to stop her. I couldn't either. Oof. OOF. Roger was right. The kidnapper suffered total obliteration of forehead.
이스마일 씨,
Ishmael,
방금
what did you just... Hello, Ray, welcome.
무슨 짓을 하신 거예요?
What did you just do? Sinclair was the first to snap out of his stupefied silence. The LCCB agent they took hostage! We just put him at risk! Thank you for the follow! Because of us, he could... Sinclair was trembling hard. I couldn't tell if it was welling tears he was holding back or an uncontrollable fury. Just like that! And back then with Effie and with Sword! It's only a few months ago when... Don't tell me you moved on already! Oh, Sinclair, baby, no! He's gonna go... Poor Baba. He's so traumatized. Sinclair's memories? I saw images of Sword and Effie, both smiling. Both were excellent field agents. And because they were both excellent agents, they suffered to their last moments before our eyes. Helplessly watching as they slowly expired in front of him at his old home, and at that. That day must have been scorched into his memories. I recalled Ishmael's vision that I witnessed back at the boatworks. Was that also a moment burned into her memories, I wonder? Ishmael didn't seem to find Sinclair's question worth answering. She strode towards one of the closest shipping containers and kicked it open. A body that had been dead for so long that its complexion and consistency barely resembled that of a living human slumped to the floor.
이건 일주일 정도 됐네요.
This one's been dead for at least a week, and of course, isn't our LCCB agent. Ishmael kicks the body, tossing it back. From the looks of it, this one was a tourist visiting Marlin Port. Probably loaded too, if they could afford to travel the Great Lakes just for sights. They wouldn't have been able to afford whatever ransom the pirates demanded. Kidnap, extort, execute. These syndicates have been repeating these three steps for a good while. Even as their names and organizations changed with time, they're everywhere, like vermin. It would be more accurate to call them pirates here. They never return the hostages. They'll keep asking for more and more ransom until the money well dries up. Ishmael poked the body with her foot. And they kill the hostages like they did this one. Quite numerous. The prevalence of such tragedies must be. How can this be? Wherefore does no hero rise to the occasion to put a stop to these villains? I believed this to be a place of tourism, is it not? Well, that usually means there's bigger fish looking out for the small fries. Nay, that matters not. To let such villains run rampant in the city is... It must be the case that the fixers of the city are yet unaware of this travesty. Mayhaps they were preoccupied tending to others in need. Indeed, naught else explains this. Well, we sent a missive to one of the just and honourable associations of the... Don't go there, please.
아직도 그 정의와 악인 타령이에요? 현실이
Isn't it
그렇게 안
about time you
보이나요?
woke up from your delusions? I've had enough of your ramblings about justice and your villains.
아니.
You know
그냥
what?
말하지 마요.
Never mind.
어차피
It's like I'm
먹히지도
talking to a
않고.
brick wall. You're not going to listen to me
자꾸 말하게 되네.
anyways. It's so frustrating to have you just sit here and just...
항상 있던 식이니까.
This
일이 자꾸 늦어지기만
shabbiness is
하잖아.
why we can't get anything done in time.
지금쯤이면 만나기로 한 LCCB
By
대원에게
now we should have been
정보를
talking
얻고
to the
있었어야 했는데.
LCCB agent, getting the intel we need. Ishmael's eyes darted around with wrath, impatience, and anxiety. A metaphorical storm of an amalgamation of senses. She was billowing wildly and helplessly in the tempest. I could not even hope to hold her steady.
너희가 자초한 거야.
Yeah, you brought this on
이
yourself!
근방은 다 우리
This is
구역이라고.
our waters! Do you even know what
조직으로
syndicate
말하자면
your dog's
올
just...
거면 그냥
Yeah,
빨리 오세요.
we're doing this. Then let's get it over with. Oh, lordy. So much drama. Drama llama. La 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 la. I can't wait for Wild Perky either.
한바탕 해볼까?
I want all the things. I want the Don, I want the Roger, I want the ego. Just have to hope I have good luck. I've had very good luck in the Gamba
머리통이 작살났다고.
for Limbus so far. So we'll just have to hope the streaming luck continues.
잠든 그대를 기리.
Oh yeah.
그렇게
I
시원하게
wonder if I'll be able to win rate this canto again. That would be fun. I doubt it though.
더 답답한 법이지. 의심, 암귀, 불안과 공포 그런
한바탕
것들이
해볼까?
들 때가 가장 취약하죠. 알아듣겠습니다.
Drama llama and the Gamba Mamba.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없지.
The Gamba number. No, the Gamba Mambo or number 5. Mambo sounded like Mambo, so I tried to do a Mambo number 5. 1, 2.
불가 위야.
You could probably do it. Like, if you could remix Gamba number 5. And you could change all the names to different characters in whatever gacha you're wanting to Gamba.
머리통이
1,
작살났다고.
2, 3, 4, 5. Bada, come on, let's ride to a little bit of Queen of Hatred dot in my life. A little bit of Spare Roger in my life. A little bit of Roger's all I need. A little bit of Heathcliff's all I need. A little bit of Faust in the sun. A little bit of Yisang all night long. A little bit of Honlu, here I am. A little bit of Aldous makes me your man.
불가 위야. 막아내지 못하리.
I was trying to do specific IDs, but it didn't quite work.
마침표를.
Okay, we don't get DMC. I'm sure it'll be fine just to like mutter like that. A little acapella.
히스칼리파.
지금 공로 지원한다.
Oh, wee
그 정도
wee.
화력으로 우리 사무소를 막을 수 있을 줄 알았냐? 저놈들 무기까지 주어서 철수하자고.
5k lunacy and a lot of ego shards to create ready to go. Well, good luck with your Gamba. Gamba number 5 karaoke stream went. Yeah, well, we just do like hundreds of different versions of Mambo number 5, but with various gacha games. I'm gonna write that down as an idea. It's genius. Where's my pen? Where's my pen? Mambo. No. 5 stream. But all gacha remixes. I play a fair amount of gacha games, but I probably have to do some research on some other gacha games so I can cover some that I don't really play. Because I don't really play Honkai, Genshin. I did play Fate Grand Order for a while, but I've kind of gone off it. Haven't touched the horse game yet, though. I've managed to avoid it. But you know what I'm going to avoid now? You! No, I have to end my stream now. It's bedtime now. I'm not avoiding you. I'll be back, I promise. I will guarantee to be back on Sunday for our next reading stream. If not, potentially earlier. It depends on what works like. Who knows? I'm not going to guarantee anything before then. So thank you everyone for coming. Thank you everyone in chat. Thank you anyone lurking. Thank you anyone who watches the VOD. If you have not already, I'd highly appreciate it if you could leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. And if you're on Twitch, if you give the channel a cheeky follow. Thank you so much everyone who already has this stream. It'd be great. I'll be back as a threat. If you've done all that, you can keep up to date with all my things by joining the Discord and following the Blue Sky. Those are the only two kind of social medias I tend to keep up with nowadays. And if you've done all that, then you can support me with some muns. If you like my reading, I have an audiobook out. Go to Audible, search Briny Rose Smith, and you will find a book called They Call Me Princess Case, which I narrated, and I am currently recording the second book. I wrote some superhero books, which you can find on my website, www.brinyrosesmith.co.uk, or via Kindle or whichever ebook retailer you prefer, and also a lot of print retailers as well. There is my list that I read from. Here we go. Membership. I know I said exclusive streams and I've missed a couple. I'm probably going to take a small break from the exclusive streams for Patreon and membership at the moment, just because I'm finding it very hard to find time to actually do them. So I will figure out some kind of other content for you guys that I can throw up, because at the moment I just can't. I can't get 2 extra hours of streaming time anywhere. I can get my 3 in a week, but I can't. Yeah. So I'm gonna start trying to think of something else maybe that I can give to you guys to thank you so much for your support. So I'll let you know. But for now, for membership, you still get emotes, Discord channel, and merch discounts. Patreon, you still get short stories, merch discounts, and free books. If the Kofi, if you like my merch, my emotes, you can commission me there. There's also my merch store. We can get you books, version copies of books that I've written, notebook, pillow, stickers, and a crochet potatoes. There are other crochet goods on Brody Rose Crafts on Etsy. But other than that, that is all I have for you today. So thank you so much, Emma, for coming. I will see you on Sunday. But until then, I had fun. I hope you had fun. This has been Briny Rose Smith. I'm the Forbidden Library. Good. Weekly/monthly sandwich reviews. I could do that. That's very doable. Goodbye.